At the beginning of the movie, we see a sharpshooter named Trasa who has been hiding in a tunnel for several hours. She is actually waiting for her target. Trasa has been assigned to kill a government official at a nearby airport. Shortly after, a plane landed on the runway, and as soon as Trasa saw her target, she fired a shot from several kilometers away and killed him. Trasa hit her target with such precision that the guards at the scene could not figure out who fired the shot or from where. After finishing the task, Trasa goes to her mother's grave, where her father is already present, and here we learn another thing about Trasa. Whenever she kills someone with her rifle, she keeps the bullet casings for herself and then hands them over to her father. Trasa was actually a contract killer. This means that he killed people for money, and he had killed many people so far. He actually hated killing people, but unfortunately, it had become his profession. So Trasa handed over those bullet shells to his father. She would give these to her father to ease her sorrow. Trasa told her father, "I have another new project coming up, which will last for a whole year. I probably won't be able to see you during that time." To which Trasa's father replied, "You come every year and give me some bullet shells, but next year it won't happen. Because I'm in the final stages of cancer, I don't have much time, and if I don't die next year, I'll end my life on February 14th, Valentine's Day, because I have no desire to live anymore. Your mother is dead, and you come to me for your work once or twice a year, so this might be the last time we meet." Hearing this brings tears to her eyes. Then the scene changes, and we see Levi, who is one of the main characters in this movie. Levi's life was not going well at all. He often had nightmares, and sleep was missing from his life. One night, when he woke up from a nightmare, he left his house and went to the seaside. There he felt a little better, and he started writing in his diary. Then suddenly, Levi received a message on his phone. The message contained an address, instructing him to arrive there as soon as possible. Without wasting time, Levi arrived at a military base and met a female officer named Berto. During their conversation, we learn that Levi was not an ordinary man, but an army officer. He is now retired, but he was a deadly sniper. He killed more than 200 people through sniping. Barto tells Levi, "I want to send you on a mission because you're a very good sniper and you're the only one who can do it." But before sending him on the mission, Barto asks Levi a very important question. "If you go on this mission, is there anyone in this world who will remember you?" Levi is a little shocked to hear this, but then he replies, "No, I have no one else in this world." Hearing this, the lady tells Levi, "Then you should prepare. In a few hours, you will be sent to that mission where you will stay for a year." Levi is then knocked unconscious, and when he wakes up, he finds himself on a plane. He doesn't understand where he's being taken or what kind of mission he's been assigned to. So he asks a soldier there where he's being taken, but the soldier doesn't answer Levi's question. He simply says, "Give us your ID and watch. You'll get them back when your mission is over." After a while, the soldier tells him, "It's time to get off the plane. In a few minutes, we're going to enter the no-fly zone. We are not allowed to go any further." He tells him, "After landing, you will have to walk 32 kilometers north alone, and then you will reach your mission site." But a question still lingers in Levi's mind. He asks the soldier again, "Where are we going?" The soldier replies, "I can't answer that question for you because I have a microphone in my uniform. If I tell you about that place, I could be fired or even killed." Levi's breath caught in his throat at this. Then he is given a parachute, and as soon as the plane door opens, Levi jumps out and lands safely. But now the real game begins, because he has to cover the 32 kilometers on foot. It takes Levi 2 days to walk, and after 2 long days of travel, he finally reaches there. He finds that this is a very deserted area where no human being is far away, not even a bird is in sight. Then he meets a man named JD. JD has been here on a mission for a year. Now his duty is over, so now Levi will take his place. Jedi leads Levi to a watchtower. After reaching the top of the tower, Levi still doesn't understand what he's doing here. When he asks the Jedi the same question, the Jedi replies that there is a very deep canyon here, called the Gorge. It is a very mysterious and deep canyon, the depths of which no one has ever reached. Your job here is very simple. You have to guard this trench. Then he tells Levi the strict rules here. He says, "You can only call headquarters from here once a month. Whatever happens here, don't expect to communicate with the outside world. And this tower we call the West Tower, and right in front of it is the East Tower. There is a guard on duty there too, but no communication is allowed between the two of you. You just have to focus on your duties. And yes, always be prepared for the impending danger, because you could be attacked at any moment. There are automatic guns and a lot of landmines buried below. If your automatic gun runs out of bullets, always reload it, as it will be very useful to you during an attack. And finally, if you ever hear a loud siren here, don't worry and run away quickly. I don't know why it was said, but I'm telling you what the previous duty officer said the Jedi. Levi listened carefully to everything he said, but he had only one question in mind. He asked, "Why is there such strict security here?" Just then, the Jedi took out a grenade and threw it into the deep trench, and as the grenade exploded deep in the trench, a strange, terrifying sound echoed from within. The sound was not human at all. It was something mysterious lurking in the darkness. The Jedi looked at Levi and said, "The sound you hear is that of the creatures we call Holomen. These creatures live inside this hole, and it is your duty here to prevent any of them from escaping." It is said that in 1940, 2,400 U.S. soldiers were sent to this pit to kill all the creatures inside. But to this day, not a single one of them has returned alive. Now, after informing Levi about everything, JD finishes his one-year assignment there and begins to prepare to return home. Now Levi has to serve here for a year, and JD says goodbye to Levi and leaves. He was very happy because after a year he was going home, but he did not know that something was going to happen to him, which he never imagined. After reaching his position, JD was smoking when a helicopter came to pick him up. The helicopter throws a rope for him, and Jedi starts to climb into the helicopter with that rope. But a soldier sitting in the helicopter first confirms Jedi's identity. When Jedi gives him all the information, the soldier in the helicopter first shoots Jedi and then cuts his rope, which causes him to fall to the ground. Now it is clear that once someone enters this place, they can never go back. Then, the next day we are shown, Levi has started his work. First, he checks some reports and reloads the automatic guns that have run out of ammunition. Days passed like this, and then a month. Now, Levi found this place boring. He began to wonder if he would have to stay here alone for a year without any conversation or entertainment. To pass the time, he decided to read the books on the shelf. While taking out the books, he suddenly saw something written on the wall behind the shelf. These are notes written by those who have worked in the tower before. Each note describes the fear, loneliness, and dire danger of Holomen. One day, Levi hears gunfire in the West Tower. Levi quickly uses his telescope trying to observe the East Tower from a distance, and then he sees a girl. This girl is none other than Trassa, whom we saw at the beginning of the movie. Due to her excellent sniping skills, she was assigned to this tower. Levi's eyes are drawn to Trassa's beauty. However, Levi is unable to talk to her, as it would be against the rules to do so, and Trassa has also come to know about Levi's presence in the West Tower. The days pass like this, and both of them wonder if they should talk to each other. A few days later, Trassa's birthday arrives. Surrounded by loneliness, Trassa feels like she needs to talk to someone. She tries to talk to Levi and asks Levi through a whiteboard, "What is your name?" Reminded of the rules here, Levi says that revealing names is forbidden. But Trassa smiles and says her name, "My name is Trassa." Levi also says his name without thinking too much. Trassa tells him that today is her birthday and she celebrates her birthday by dancing. Trassa asks Levi, "Do you know how to dance?" Levi replies, "No, I don't know how to dance at all." Trassa asks, "So what do you know?" Levi replies, "I can shoot a little better." Now Trassa places a small bottle in front of her tower to test his shooting skills, and Levi, aiming his target, breaks the bottle with one shot. Now Trassa is not one to lag behind. She also shows her shooting skills, shooting perfectly at a small bottle kept in Levi's tower. This makes Levi realize that Trassa is not an ordinary girl, but a deadly sniper. Gradually their conversation grows. Trassa and Levi start to understand each other. But when they were both busy talking, Trassa's eyes suddenly went to the hole below. She saw that some dangerous creatures from below, that is Holomen, were quickly climbing towards the West Tower. She quickly warned Levi, "Look down, some creatures are approaching you." When Levi looked down, his eyes widened in surprise. Not just one or two, but thousands of ghostly creatures were moving upward. Wasting no time, he raised his sniper rifle and began shooting at the creatures one by one. But there were so many that Levi could not handle them alone. So Trassa also started firing from her machine gun. Now the creatures were also approaching Trassa in the West Tower. They both started killing these creatures from their respective directions. But then Levi saw that a creature had reached Trassa's tower, and just as the creature was about to attack Trassa, Levi used his excellent sniper skills from the east tower and killed the creature. Levi and Trassa realize that in this dangerous place, they must fight together to survive. After everything is over, Trassa says, "This was the best birthday of my life." The next morning, Levi fixes the landmines below and reloads the automatic gun. But suddenly, a drone emerges from the trench. The drone looked at Levi for a few seconds, and the drone scanned him strangely. Levi was surprised by this and did not understand why and for whom this drone was sent. In this way, days passed, months passed, and after these two became friends, their days were going well. Even now, they did not feel lonely at all. But one day, Trassa was feeling very sad, because today was February 14th, and her father had said that if he didn't die of cancer in a few days, he would commit suicide on February 14th. Now Trassa wrote on the board and told Levi, "I feel very lonely today. It would be great if you were with me today." Levi had wanted to meet Trassa since day one, and today he couldn't resist himself. He planned to approach Trassa using a rocket launcher, and the next morning, he used the rocket launcher to throw a powerful rope at Trassa. Then she came out of the tower and tied the rope tightly to a tree so that Levi could reach the east tower by hanging on the rope. Without delay, Levi started his journey towards the east tower using the rope, but due to the low slope of the rope, he got stuck halfway. So Levi used his hands to move forward, and after about half an hour of walking hand in hand, he reached her tower. Trassa welcomes him and says, "You smell of sweat. Take a shower first, then we'll hang out." Hearing this, Levi is shocked and laughs, and he doesn't say anything, just nods in agreement. Trassa, on the other hand, playfully hides her clothes, and through the CCTV camera, secretly watches Levi while he takes a shower in the tower. Then, Levi and Trassa sit together and talk for a long time. Trassa tells her whole story, explaining that she has no one left in this world. Only her father was alive, but tomorrow he might commit suicide too. Here, Levi tells Trassa about his nightmares and his memories of those days, even telling stories of his experiences during his time in the US Army. As they talk, night falls. Trassa plays soft music and they begin to dance to the music. During this dance, they become closer and a love affair develops. After a while, Levi looks at Trassa and smiles and says, "I wrote a poem for you. I will give it to you when we leave here." The next day, Levi must return to his west tower. He says goodbye to Trassa and starts climbing the rope towards the west tower. Trassa stands there watching, but then we see some creatures climbing up the tower. One of the creatures hits a landmine, causing a powerful explosion. When the landmine exploded, its iron pieces flew into the air and hit the rope. It snapped, and he fell into the ditch. Seeing Levi fall, Trassa, without thinking, raised his parachute and jumped into the ditch. After falling into deep water, Trassa began to drift in the fast-flowing river. She somehow managed to get out of the river and reach the shore. But Levi was lucky that he was stuck on a big tree, due to which he fell from a height and was seriously injured but survived. When he opened his eyes, he saw that a big insect was attacking him. He tried to save himself, but the wood of the tree broke and Levi fell on its roots. As soon as he falls, the tree roots try to eat him. Before the roots can kill him, Trassa arrives, and she quickly takes out a knife and cuts the roots, freeing him. Then both Trassa and Levi look around, where there is only silence and fear. Suddenly, some creatures come out of the trees and attack them, which leads to a fierce fight. Levi grabs his gun and fires the first shot, which hits one of the creatures directly in the head. One by one, they destroy both creatures. Levi stumbles upon a dead body. He sees that the creature is dressed in the same military uniform as the American soldiers. This sent shivers down Levi's spine. Then he remembered Jedi, when he had told him that in 1940, a large group of 2,400 soldiers were sent into this trench, and they never returned. Levi and Trassa then arrived at a strange and terrifying place. The scene here was extremely terrifying. It was like a terrible dream. There were rotting human bodies lying everywhere, and the strangest thing was that from among these bodies, plants were sprouting. It seemed as if a deadly virus had ravaged the place. Suddenly, something moved among the trees. Levi and Trassa realized that the creatures were after them again. Frightened, they ran as fast as they could and entered a dilapidated church. After closing the door, they were shocked to see a terrible scene. There were human bodies lying everywhere. Their condition looked like they had given their own lives to escape the virus. Suddenly, a large spider attacked the trestle, and many more spiders came out. These spiders are quite large in size. As soon as the spiders attack them, Levi and Trassa destroy them together. On the other hand, the ghostly creatures break through the church door and enter. Levi and Trassa start shooting at them to save their lives, and somehow manage to escape from them and get out of the church. Then Levi's eyes fall on an old tunnel built into the mountain. The two immediately enter the tunnel, and upon entering, they discover that it is actually an old lab. Broken glass, machines, and old rusty items are everywhere. Here Levi finds an old DVD cassette. Levi plays the DVD, and immediately a girl appears on the screen. The girl says, "We were working on a secret chemical missile project here. There were hundreds of scientists with us. But suddenly, one day, there was an earthquake, and the strong tremors caused the missile to leak chemicals. As a result, toxic chemicals began to mix with the air, and within a few hours, people began to get infected with the virus." The girl pointed to her stomach and said, "I myself have the virus. We told the army everything. We told them to bomb the entire area and blow us up so that the infection does not spread further. But they didn't listen." After watching this video, Levi saw a modern computer there. Levi couldn't understand how a modern computer was installed in this place. Levi turned it on and was surprised by the information it contained. He learned about a company called Dark Lake, which works to create paramilitary. This company collects samples from infected people and experiments on their country's soldiers to transform them into super soldiers. This is why no country wants to destroy this area. Levi then learns that there is a huge missile in this trench, which, if activated, will explode and destroy everything within a 4.2-kilometer radius. Levi and Trassa figure out the secret and leave. They discover that Lady Bartho, who sent them here, owns the place and is abusing it. To keep this place a secret from the world, Lady Bartho always chooses someone who has no one else in the world. And after serving here for a year, that person would be killed. Just like the Jedi were killed, so that he could not come out and tell the world about this place. After learning all this, as soon as they left, a horse-mounted creature tied Trassa up with ropes, and he dragged her with him. Levi wandered around looking for the Trassa, but he couldn't find her anywhere. Then he found a large missile. It was the same missile that he had learned from the Dark Lake Company's computer. Levi understood everything clearly, when in fact, the previous guards of the watchtower had said that if they heard the siren, then they should run away as soon as possible. Hence, they actually talked about this missile. Meanwhile, Trassa is still trapped in the creature's hands. She tries to free herself from the creature's hands and somehow manages to do so. After being freed, a fight begins between Trassa and the creature. Levi arrives there looking for Trassa and immediately attacks the creature, and together they set it on fire. Now it's their turn to escape. But the path ahead is more challenging. As Levi and Trassa move forward, they come across a dangerous area that is even more terrifying. Some experiments were conducted here by combining humans and plants, and this is the result of that dangerous experiment. As they cautiously moved forward with each step, Trassa slipped and the plants became active. They caught Trassa, but Levi bravely stepped forward and used all his strength to free Trassa. He then used a bomb to blow up the entire plant system. Levi pulled Trassa out of there, and after going a little further, they saw a garage where several cars were parked. The two quickly got into the car and tried to escape, and after going a short distance, they saw a rope that led to the watchtower, but the animals had already followed them there. If they had climbed up here by holding the rope, the animals would have killed them. So Levi cleverly tied the rope to the Jeep and started climbing up. They tied the rope to the Jeep so that they could sit in the Jeep and prevent the animals from attacking. The animals attacked them, and a huge battle began. But the animals were too numerous to defeat all of them alone. Then, Levi cleverly punctured the Jeep's petrol tank and poured it on the animals. They set fire to the leaking oil and burned all the animals. And finally, they cut the rope and threw the car, killing all the animals. And in this way, they were able to climb up. Now it is clear that even if they complete the job for a whole year, they will still be killed. So they decide that they will not defend this place, but rather destroy it, so that no other soldiers like them will be trapped there, and its misuse will stop. After that, they will move out of there and start a new life. Trassa says, I have a place to hide in France. We'll go there, get married, and spend the rest of our lives there. Levi agrees and says, I need to go back to my tower. I'll go there and plant a bomb in the tower, then activate the missile, which will destroy the whole place. Levi then uses a rope again to reach his tower. Lady Bartow then contacts Levi and asks, Did you go down the hole? Someone turned on our computer. Levi lies, No, I didn't go there. But Bartow knows Levi is lying. She saw everything on the security cameras, where it is clear that Levi and Trassa went to the pit. Yet he says, if you don't go, then it is clear that the West Tower guard is responsible for all of this. You do one thing, kill the West Tower guard Trassa, because she broke the rules. Levi agrees, but Bartow knows that he won't kill her, and she also realizes that they will both escape and tell the world about this place. That's why she arrives there himself by helicopter. But before Bartow arrives, the two have completed their preparations. Far from the tower, Levi takes the longest shot of his life, firing directly at the tower, which is directly connected to the missile launcher below. Then a loud siren sounds, and now they have very limited time. They both started running as fast as they could, because when the missile exploded, it would destroy an area of 4.2 kilometers. Both Levi and Trassa ran towards the forest with all their might. Trassa somehow managed to escape far away from that place, saving her life. But Levi's leg was injured, which prevented him from running fast. Meanwhile, Bartow sensed that a missile explosion was imminent. At that very moment, the missile was activated, causing a massive explosion that destroyed the entire trench. The explosion was so powerful that its fire and shockwave spread far and wide. As a result, Bartow's helicopter also exploded, and Bartow was also killed. Trassa had covered a distance of 4.2 kilometers, but Levi was trapped in the explosion, and the strong wind of the explosion threw him into the water. On the other hand, all the animals in the mine died, and Trassa was the only one who survived the explosion, and he stood on a high place and waited for Levi. As she waits, night falls, but there is no sign of Levi. She realizes that Levi is no longer alive. The story then moves forward a few months from here. Trassa reads a poem written by Levi, where she feels Levi's memory in every word. Tears well up in her eyes. She tries to control her heart. Now that Trassa has started a new life, she takes a job as a waitress in a hotel in France. But then, one day, Levi suddenly appears in front of her. Trassa is overcome with joy when she sees Levi and runs to hug him. And with that, the movie ends here. I hope you liked this movie explanation. If you liked it, please share your opinion in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends. Thank you, friends. Be well.